Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. A quick highlight on what is happening in APC. A lot of things are going down in APC. In fact, the cold crisis is beginning to envelop the party itself over a lot of things. As also, Tinubu has asked the tribunal to also look at the issue of Peter Obi. In fact, what he's telling the tribunal to do now is honestly very shocking, judging from someone who Nigerians have been speaking on the issue of his whereabouts, and of course the 25% that ought to have been won in Abuja. Many things going on at the same time. We're going to wrap this up into one very quickly, but before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You see bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Let's hit the ground running. Well, the president-elect Bola Tinubu has urged the presidential election petition tribunal to dismiss the petition that the Labour Party LP and its candidate Peter Obi filed to nullify his election. In the preliminary objection he filed through his team of lawyers led by Wole Olanipekun, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN. The president-elect also asked the appeal court to also probe election result from states the LP won. Remember, the first petition they asked was that they should nullify Peter Obi on the grounds that he is not duly, he's not the candidate of Labour Party. For 30 days, he did not meet as a requirement to become a full member of LP. Now, they've put another petition, which is that they should, probe the states that Peter Obi won and notify whatever it is Peter Obi is saying concerning APC. But let's continue with it. In the objective, I think that again, in the objection, in fact, alongside his vice president-elect, Senator Kashim Shettima, Tinubu maintained that Obi was bereft of the local standing to file a petition to challenge his election victory, arguing that Labour Party candidate was not even validly nominated to contest the presidential election in line with the mandatory provision of Section 77, subsection 2 and subsection 3 of the Electoral Act 2022. According to the former Lagos State Governor, Peter Obi's name was not found on the register of members of the Labour Party, noting that he defected to the party from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, less than 30 days before the primary election that produced him as a presidential candidate, which was conducted. Tinubu told the tribunal that he is qualified to run for president as he is a holder of a degree of Bachelor of Science in Business and Administration from the Chicago State University since 1979. He added that he has vast private and public sector work experience, including working with Mobil Oil Nigeria as an auditor and later company treasurer. Okay, then let's find out what really is going on in APC camp. This one is quite interesting. An ongoing Cold War is currently tearing the political camp of the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu apart. From media reports, he has penciled down the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, as his chief of staff, that's COS, ahead of his takeover on May 29th. However, Gbajabiamila has said that he knew nothing about the report of him lobbying to be appointed as COS. But the Cold War Gbajabiamila and the Loyalists of the lawmaker representing Ikeja Federal constituency in the House and the Secretary of Presidential Campaign Council PCC of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC, that's Honorable James Falake, has continued unabated. While loyalists of Falake claimed that Gbajabiamila was nowhere to be found when people like Falake were busy working for the emergence of Tinubu as the president, but he was now trying to position himself as COS, that's Chief of Staff. On the other hand, those loyal to Gbajabiamila were of the views that the same people that planted the story are the ones accusing Gbajabiamila of planting the story. A source close to Falake said some party stakeholders were angry when they saw the story in the media that Gbajabiamila was already functioning as a COS, that Chief of Staff. The source said Gbajabiamila went to the media. I think that made a lot of people angry. He planted the story. Even Asiwaju is unhappy with him. Asiwaju and his wife traveled quietly to rest. He went there and now planted story that he is already functioning in France as chief of staff, and people are now angry that he didn't work with us. Falake wants to go back to the House of Representatives and help Asiwaju in the House. If Asiwaju thinks otherwise, but his wish is to go back to the House. But Gbajabiamila, the president, has not confirmed it. He flies the kite that he's already functioning as COS from France. So the thing is infiltrating a lot of people that have worked for Asiwaju. This is Gbajabiamila that never even came one day to work for Asiwaju. The source added that Falake was not a desperate person and an appointment-seeking person. The source pointed out that a lot of stakeholders in the party that worked for Asiwaju for the last 4 years believe that Falake should be appointed chief of staff or secretary to the government of the federation because he knows those that work for Tinubu's victory. He said party stakeholders do not want another Abakiare, saying that was why people were reacting that way. The source noted that Falake had to withdraw from Kogi governorship race so that he would be able to help Tinubu in the House or the presidency. The source said he cannot work for Asiwaju and abandon Asiwaju in Abuja. It will be selfish of him to go to Kogi. He does not really wait for Asiwaju to tell him some things. He does it because he likes Asiwaju with passion. You know, I told you from the beginning that either winning or losing, he will stand by Asiwaju. He felt that Asiwaju needs help. Let him stay back in Abuja and help him. That's the reason why he withdrew from governorship race. He appealed to those that bought the governorship for him that they should not be angry with him, that they should understand his own issue. And that's why he said to come in for Asiwaju. All this selfish interest everywhere. All of a sudden, you are loving Asiwaju, Lori Ikene. Now, they've not even sworn in Asiwaju. May 29, not long, we're still very far. They already started fighting chief of staff, Lori Ikene. Have you now seen that this whole politician, they don't even care. Already, this one said, no, they chose me. All of them have their personal gains. Chief of staff or secretary to the state government. Can you imagine? Secretary to the federation. My God. Let's see the powers of Nigeria that are talking about this. This is really serious. This person here says he studied business administration and no more accounting, as said before. Thought he worked as accountant in Mobi. At least he said he worked in Mobi. Auditor, when you say accountant, auditors too, they actually studied accounting. So an accountant can function as an auditor. Very correct. So maybe a bit of here and there, the job function mixture. But yes, an accountant can function very well as an auditor in any firm. And that person here said, can you imagine how these people want to divide our economy? Now, Tinubu has the mind to talk about qualified to run. In fact, Nigerian lawyer, they don't even have, excuse me, everybody's entitled to their own. And that person here says, tribunal to probe all the states in the elections, e.g., they should probe Ekiti, they should probe Ogun, they should probe Ondo, they should probe Lagos. They're only trying to say, that means the tribunal will probe all the 36 states. Yes, because it's that Lagos is important, they will have to probe it. That win they even gave to Peter Obi is so slim. The original win should be heading towards 1 million. Even him, Asiwaju did say that I know you people did not vote for me. He said it himself. That's what happened. Let's put in that conversation. What's your take? Have a nice time.